And a good evening to everybody, and welcome to another edition of Real Talks. Um, Couple of things. First and foremost, sorry guys, I haven't streamed for the last couple of days. I've been under the weather. As you can tell, my voice is a little bit raspy, so this is actually going to be kind of a short video. So, 10, 15 minutes, no longer than that. Also, just for everybody that is looking for movie retrospectives and anything else, I promise this is going to be the last one. This was the only other big thing. We're going to get back to that very soon. So don't think that this is just going purely to wrestling. I don't want you to think that. This was just a once or twice thing, and that's it. So just wanted to get off the just wanted to get that off the top. But I did want to talk about the little thing that just happened. So we did just have the WrestleMania. So ever since last week, okay, when Cody won the Rumble, okay, um, and when he won the Rumble, everybody knew, okay, where he was going to go. Excuse me for the cough. Everybody knew where he was going to go. Okay, everybody, and it was no shock that he was going to go to Roman. And so, when The Rock came out, okay, on that Friday and said, you know, we don't know what he whispered and everything else, okay? And so he basically took the spot from him, or we assumed he was going to take the spot from him. And then that just started the whole backlash. We want Cody, hashtag we want Cody. And then Rock came out, and, you know, anybody who's been watching wrestling for a long period of time knows they script this stuff well in advance. So this isn't a shock. So everything you saw tonight was definitely scripted. Okay. Um, that all being said, the so that all led up to what we thought was going to be the main event: Roman Reigns against The Rock, and nobody was happy about that, including yours truly. Everybody, hashtag finish the story was trending. Hashtag we want Cody. And as we grew closer to today, the press con, everybody was eyes on this. And it was, what are they going to do to perpetuate this? And so Cody put out a tweet the other night, which was 3 days ago, actually. I said the other night, it was 3 days ago. And he said, God bless you, love you all, but ... trust me. And when I saw that tweet, I said, okay, they know what to do. And I go back to what I was saying earlier, okay, about, they have all of this stuff figured out. All of it. They have it all the way up to April. And I was curious to see at its height what it was, I'm sure it's trending right now. 298,000 people. 298,000 people were watching on YouTube, as I was one of them. 298,000. I'll put it to you an example like this. There's a little over 300 million people in the United States, right? That's 1% of the United States. 1%, or close to it. Okay? Well, actually, would be, it's quite a large number. Okay? But that being said, you had it was an hour in almost. 300 people, 300,000 people watching to figure out what was going to go on. And boy, did we have the fireworks. So they got right to it. They brought out Bianca Belair, they brought out Rhea. Excuse me, so under the weather, guys. Rhea Ripley. They brought out. First they brought out Seth Rollins. Okay, and then when Seth was going to introduce Cody. Roman's music hits. Okay. He comes out. He does his promo. Next thing you know, boom, and kicks in The Rock. Okay. So now, of course, The Rock is The Rock. He loves taking it in, and so you the thing about the WWE is this. You have to understand this, no matter if you've been watching it for 6 weeks or 6 months, 6 years. Whatever they give you first is never the final product. It's always a rope dope. So what ends up happening is Cody comes out, says this thing on, and just starts going out. And one thing I will say that was pretty cool is when The Rock put up that bloodline family tree, that was pretty cool. And basically Rhodes says, I choose Roman. And what they are setting up, and now, Roman backed The Rock. The Rock slaps him. All hell breaks loose. Not as bad as a UFC fight, but, and I was thinking about this, it wasn't bad. I mean, some of these UFC fights are terrible, staged. This wasn't bad, considering it was, quote, staged. I mean, you had the general manager of SmackDown there. You had Triple H, okay? And so, how are you, Dadpool? Cody slapped Roman. Hell yeah. Yeah, I did. So, I'm sorry. Cody chose Roman. Yeah, I did. I mean, that was the basic, under premise there. And so, once the thing was set, and then, Triple H was being interviewed. Mind you, guys, this is all staged. They know exactly what they're doing. Of course, YouTube had to do a little quick editing, okay? But I'm sure they were aware of it. And what it's shaping up to be, okay? And mind you, guys, they have everybody in the palm of their hands. What it's shaping up to be right now is a triple threat match between Cody Rhodes, The Rock, and Roman Reigns. Now, a couple of questions ensue. First and foremost, where does this leave Seth Rollins? And mind you, they have this all diagrammed out, so those four know exactly what the five, including Triple H and Seth Rollins, excuse me, guys, they know exactly what they're doing. Okay. Number one, where does that leave Cody Rhodes? Or not Cody Rhodes, I'm sorry. Rollins, Seth Rollins. Where does that leave Seth Rollins? Okay. That's going to be the number one underlying question. Okay. Number two is, as we get closer to WrestleMania, are we going to see a tug of war between The Rock and Roman Reigns and how they are going to play each other? Or are they going to stand fast? Because during the next 6 to 8 weeks, they're going to have things to kind of test them. And number three, is there a possibility, and this sounds crazy, is there a possibility we got a fatal four-way unification match? I know I said that, with Rollins beating, Rhodes beating Rollins, and then The Rock losing to Reigns, and then having a unification match. Could we see this be sooner rather than later? Now, the only thing that would stop this, okay, is once again going back to if they wanted to try and perpetuate the record. Because let's face it, and I've heard a couple of people say this, and they're absolutely right. Okay, this is the third highest. As far as that's concerned, this would be the third highest. Okay, I mean, it's not like he's going after San Martino. It's not like he's going after Backlund. Okay, he'd be going after Hulk Hogan, who essentially was a a generational builder. Okay, but do we think that he could actually get there? I don't know. I mean, obviously, it's going to play out over the next couple of weeks. I do think, though, that this was overall, this was staged really, really well. Excuse me, guys. This was staged really, really well. Okay. And I think that they we're probably going to see, if I had to guess, some sort of triple threat match or fatal four-way match, okay, where Rhodes wins the whole thing. We're going to see this circa 2013, okay, where Daniel Bryan ended up being Triple H for the heavyweight championship. We're going to see him win the whole thing. I think what they're going to do, and this is just theory, guys, they are going to unify the titles again. I thought they would do it sooner rather than later, or later rather than sooner. I think what they're going to do, okay, if you're going to say Seth Rollins, say, look, he disrespected me, talking about Roman, okay? You know that he's got a problem with, The Rock too now, okay? Look, I think what we could see is one of two things. Number one, you might get a fatal four-way match for both titles, undisputed championship. The winner wins the whole thing. Rhodes wins it. We all go home happy. That's door number one. Door number two is we get a massive, massive tag team match between Rhodes and Rollins against The Rock and Reigns. That's another possibility. Okay? Or, okay, because they're definitely not going to go with The Rock and Reigns now. That's out the door. So you have to think process of elimination at this point. That's out the door. Okay? Rock and Reigns is out the door. Okay? They're not going to do Cody Rhodes and Reigns. That's out the door. Okay? Especially with Rock slapping Rhodes like that. I mean, you heard what he said, right? When you talk about my family, when you talk about his family, you're talking about my family. When you're talking about my blood, his blood, you're talking about my blood. And that's when he slapped him. Pretty well staged, I should say. But I think either one of two things is going to happen. We're going to get a triple threat match, or we're going to get a fatal four-way match for heavyweight unification across the board. And what we're going to get, okay, is we're going to get somebody holding both titles in. Okay? We're going to get somebody holding both championships to make it apparent that, okay, the World Heavyweight Championship is the prestigious championship that all these other guys held. Okay? And that way, a couple of things happen. Okay? First and foremost, okay, you're getting the main event that everybody wanted to see in the first place, which was Reigns and Rhodes. Okay? Second of all, you're seeing the main event everybody wanted to see in The Rock and Reigns go up against one another, two behemoths. Okay? Then you're going to see Cody and The Rock going up against one another. Okay? And then finally, okay, at the end of the day, you're going to get a complete closure to the Shield storyline. And it's been closed for years, but this would be the absolute end all be all. I mean, Ambrose he's no longer there, but those are the two guys that are there, and that would be it, even though they're on separate shows. I think that's the way they're going. I think they're going fatal four-way match. I know it sounds crazy, but you have to look at it from a business point of view. You want the biggest draw of all time? Now, they have two nights. You say, well, what would they do for the second night? Who knows? Who knows? But they don't have to have a big main event on the first night. It's the second night that they care about. That's the gate that they really care about. So I think that that's the way it's going to go. And as far as the quote press conference was concerned, I think it was done pretty well. I mean, you know, um, you had everybody that, I mean, the hosts were pretty good for who they were. Okay. Um, you know, I was happy to see, excuse me, guys. I was happy to see CM Punk there. You know, you had CM Punk, you had Big E, which I'm glad to see he's back to a certain extent and he's healthy. And then McAfee and uh, the Monday Night Michael Cole. So they did a pretty good job considering. I mean, they basically stayed out of the way once the superstars, excuse me, guys, once the superstars came out. But yeah, that's the way I see things going. So don't. So once again, I want to just reiterate to everyone. So that's where I see things going from here. Obviously, stay tuned because just when you think you know what's going to happen, and you have to understand something too. At the end of the day, this is a promotion, right? This is an absolute promotion. They want you to think all this stuff. Okay, so you know that's what it is. It's just like anything else. Anyway, guys, that's I mean, like I said, it's going to be brief. Couple of things off the top. First and foremost, once again, um, everybody who's tuning in for movie content, I'm still going to do that. Don't worry about it. This was too big not to do a couple of videos on, so I wanted to make that a. I wanted to make a couple videos on it because this has been a worldwide trending thing. So that's first and foremost. So you guys can expect some movie content coming in the very near future. I just got to get over this cold, this chest cold, and I'll be back at it. I don't know exactly when that's going to be. Um, I'm working tomorrow through Tuesday, so probably next week. I'm going to let you guys know now. It's probably going to be like 4 days. So hang in there, and then next week I'm going to start banging those videos out, those streams out for you guys, just so you can do it. But in the meantime, a couple of things I would ask. First and foremost, like and subscribe to not only the videos, but hit that subscribe button because that way you never miss a stream, you never miss a video. Okay? The memberships. Memberships right now are absolutely, excuse me, guys, they're absolutely free across the board. Okay? They're absolutely free across the board. Um, and I made it as cheap as possible. Okay, my lowest one is $3 a month. Okay, my highest one is $10 a month. What you're going to be doing for me is this: a couple of things. Number one, you're going to be supporting the channel. Okay, which is going to help me put bigger and better things into this eventually. Okay. Number two, my goal is to be at 2,000 subs by the end of this year. Okay, so hashtag road to 2,000. I'm looking to try and get between 15 to 20 subs by the paid subs by the end of this year. Okay. Um, and you're not going to get all this content, whether it's the perfect movie series or the retrospectives or the interviews or anything else I have on the channel for $10 a month. You're just not. I have a whole other series I'm trying to get started called The Anatomy of a Movie. I'm still figuring it out. I think I know what I'm going to do. So no TV. That's TBD to try and figure out when that's going to come on. But yeah, so guys, it would be fantastic to get me a paid, at least try it out for a month. Okay, I just thank you to the brand new member I just got the other day. But seriously, try it out for a month. And guys, check out all the other existing videos. Check out the perfect movie series. Check out the interviews. There's so much content on here. Okay. Um, and then, it's fantastic. Even if you stop by for a couple of minutes, okay, please hit that like and subscribe button, or at least look at the content because everybody loves movies. And I think that's the biggest thing. whether you like horror movies, action movies, dramatic movies. I'm going to be doing a whole. I'm going to try and get Sunday off because I do have another gig. I mean, I'm trying to build this up, but I am going to try and get Sunday off so we can do a Super Bowl stream. You know what the movie trailers we're going to be possibly having are, what we thought about them, everything else. So maybe do 2 streams on Sunday if I can. If not, that will definitely be one of the streams for the upcoming week. And I'm going to be starting to get back on the Black History Month train. I just did the perfect movie with Get Out. Okay. I have a lot of stuff lined up for Black History Month. Okay. Um, we got Marvel March coming up where I'm going to be doing like a lot of Marvel films. So, there's a lot of stuff on this channel. There's something there for everybody. But at least look at it, even if you stop by for a couple of minutes. $10 a month, that's nothing. That's a couple gallons of gasoline. So, but yeah, it was really, I got to say, the press conference was interesting. And like I said, when you have 300,000 people watching at one time, you're on somebody's radar. I mean, there was even a point in the press conference where Rock was about to speak, and you heard, "We want Cody," and you actually saw the physical shock on his face. I don't think he was even expecting that. But I think what they were doing was they knew what they were going to do, but they were taking the temperature in the room, and it worked out very well, very well. This is probably, next to the Attitude Era, probably one of the best things you'd ever see. So, but yeah, guys, if that's gonna do it. Like I said, this is a short video. It's only 22 minutes, but that's fine. So hang in there until Tuesday next week. I will get back with the live streams, and I'll be prepping all that stuff for the rest of the month. And like I said, hit that like and subscribe button. You won't be sorry. So if you want to reach out to me on Twitter, that's where you can do it. I'm always on Twitter, talking about movies or, replying to tweets or in spaces about movies or anything else. So, come, stop in, say hi, and that's it. So it will be very interesting to see what happens over the course of the next 8 weeks. Do me a favor, guys, in the comments below, okay? Let me know what you think is going to be the night 1 WrestleMania main event and the night 2 WrestleMania main event. And we'll go back in about a month or two and see if you're right. So I'll be curious about that. Okay, guys. So that's going to do it for me. And like I said, this has been brief. It was brief, but thank you guys for stopping by. And I will see you guys later. Do the 3 things that you have to do, guys. Be safe, be careful, and have a great rest of the day. And I am David Steele, and you have been watching Real Talks.